Hello, and welcome to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. I'm Raven.
I'm Jessica.
And what are we drinking today?
I'm drinking tea.
Oh, yeah?
It's a maple rooibos.
Rooibos. We've looked this up so many times on this fucking podcast.
Yo, it was a long time ago the last time I said that word.
Yeah. But I just remember that it's like a fake tea. It's like not real tea.
Listen, it comes from a leaf.
Does it?
Good enough. What is rooibos?
Let's look it up again.
I remember it being like an African bush.
What is rooibos tea?
Tasty. It's like maple.
That actually sounds really tasty.
It is. Does it say it's a plant?
I mean, yes, it's a plant, but this is what I'm reading here. From Teatulia Organic Teas.
Oh, shit.
Rooibos is an herb native to South Africa that isn't even a true tea at all. Rather, it's a plant that, when harvested and dried, can be brewed into a reddish-brown herbal infusion dubbed African red tea or red bush tea by the tea industry.
Listen, sounds like tea to me.
Because it doesn't come from the tea plant.
Oh.
So I think there's technically only two types of teas, which are black tea and green tea.
I guess white. And it's all the same.
But yeah,
leaf.
like white tea is like a subset of green tea or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know if that specifically
tea.
is true, but it's like some sort of...
It's green tea before it becomes green.
Okay. I'll believe
Yeah.
you. But like it's still good for you. Like it says it lowers blood pressure, improves cholesterol levels, reduced risk of developing cardiovascular diseases.
Like all tea has this about it. It seems like
It's also caffeine free.
Drinking. Caffeine free. I already had my coffee, so it is okay.
I am drinking water.
That's not tea.
Well, let me tell you. My new excuse for not having tea.
Huh?
My tea cupboard has been ransacked. All my tea has been stolen.
What happened? What?
Yeah, I just went to make some tea and it was all gone.
What?
It was...
Who?
Someone in the night must have broken in and stolen all my tea.
Fuck. What?
I swear. This is true.
You have so much tea.
Not anymore.
What the fuck? Okay. Okay.
All right.
Huh.
All right. Where did we leave off our character?
Cersei!
Hell yeah.
Cersei!
My favorite.
So, Cersei sends her plan in motion, first by railroading the blue bard, into confessing that Marjorie has been sleeping around, and then ordering Sir Osney into confessing to the High Septim that he has been bedding Marjorie.
Did you say railroading?
Railroading.
I like it.
Nice.
Nice use of the term.
I'm trying here.
You come up with
I
that
know literature too.
This
Yes?
is chapter 43. And as I stated last time, this is sure to be Cersei's comeuppance.
Yeah.
I hear Bonnie.
Yeah, she's demanding attention by biting me.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, let's get into this and find out if Cersei finally gets her comeuppance.
Okay.
Chapter 43, Cersei.
Cersei is in the throne room with an audience, listening to Septa Moel explain that Sir Osney Kettleback had confessed to the High Septim of the sex parties that the Tyrell girls used to throw, and how, after taking them and examining their maidenhoods, they are all being charged. Queen Marjorie is being charged with adultery and high treason. Mega and Eleanor Tyrell are being charged with lewdness, fornication, and high treason, and Alla Tyrell is being charged with witnessing their shame and helping them conceal it. Everyone in the room gasps and they whisper among each other. Some run out of the throne room, which Cersei allows because she wants the hot gossip to spread.
Is that why she thinks they're running? I mean, they probably are.
They're running and they're going to tell all their friends.
But, like, the people love Marjorie.
They do. So, I don't think she comprehends that fully yet.
Cersei, yeah. I just wanted to point out how fucking disgusting it is that they literally examined these girls.
Yeah.
To, like, find out if they still had their maidenhood.
And also, like, completely disregarding that they're all, like, horse riders, too.
Yeah,
and,
like...
and the High Wardens. Yeah.
I still fucking hear people, to this day, talk about the hymen being, like, the be-all, end-all of virginness.
Apparently, yeah. In this day and age.
Fuck me, dude. Like, you... fucking educate yourself. It's like you're living in the fucking 15th century.
Yeah. It is shocking to hear. Cersei pretends to be shocked and insists that Queen Marjorie would never betray her son like that. But Septa Moel insists that the examination holds true and that they are not maidens.
Honestly, though, like, even if they did find the hymen was still intact, they would have said this stuff.
Probably. I think people just love punishing others.
Well, no, because Cersei would have told them to.
Probably. Cersei insists that Maester Pycelle is to go with the Septa to the Citadel and examine the girls himself, and then return with the truth.
Jesus.
Pycelle goes pale, and then stutters out that there's no need for him to go, as he already knows that Marjorie is no maiden, and that he regularly gives her moon tea. The crowd gasps again, and they buzz even louder.
But wouldn't he then be punished for withholding that?
That's true, but I think also, like, as his queen, he was also under her orders? I'm not sure. So maybe you'll get charged after the fact?
But I heard, like, no indication of that while I was reading this. So that,
there
it
seems
just made
to
me
be,
wonder.
Like, it seems to be sliding under the table.
Yeah.
Like, not as big of a deal.
Like, you're talking about poor little Alla being charged for, like, co-conspiratorship or whatever.
Yeah.
Co-conspiring.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, Maester Pycelle was bringing her moon tea without telling anyone. How is that not co-conspiring?
You'd think.
Stupid.
Maybe
like,
it's because he's a prominent man. He doesn't get to be punished.
Well, I wonder if they have, like, a kind of confidentiality thing with the maesters.
Ooh. That sounds like it could ring true. No?
But then he shouldn't be bringing it up even now. Right?
Yeah, some reason he just does not want to go to the set.
Well, I'm sure Cersei told him to, like, say this stuff.
Oh.
That she's been drinking moon tea.
He also doesn't quite care for Cersei much anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, but he's like a scaredy cat. Like, even if he's not...
That's true.
Even if he doesn't respect Cersei, he knows she could have him thrown in jail for pretty much anything, so... Anyway, my point in bringing this up is just that Cersei's trying to have it both ways and is, like, contradicting herself. and is obviously so stupid, and it's like, how does no one see this? Or maybe they do, and they just like don't want to question the queen, I guess.
That, and also like, it's the majority of the population in general aren't the brightest. I
mean, you give them some credit. There's got to be some people who are realizing this.
I'm sure there are some people, but also like Cersei is very powerful, and like even if they know she's bullshitting, like what can they do? Like, she can kill them.
Yeah, I guess what I'm really wondering if this was just like a plot hole, because like if the what are the religious guys called?
The Sparrows?
Yeah, like if the Sparrows never end up pursuing Pycelle, then am I missing something, or is this like a glaring plot hole?
I wonder if it's a maybe we are missing something. Maybe it is a plot hole.
Thanks for that summary.
Exactly.
All right, go on.
Cersei, while wearing a poker face, gets up and leaves the throne room with her white knights surrounding her and the small council trailing after. Orton Merryweather is freaked out. He says that the small folk will not take kindly to this, as they love the little queen, and that there's going to be rioting in the streets for sure. Lord Waters agrees with him and begs Cersei to let him release the Drommonds with Tommen's banner to intimidate the small folk and prevent Mace Tyrell from bringing in his warships to lay siege.
Drommonds?
So those are warships.
Oh. He wants to release the warships?
Yeah, so he wants
Mace
to
Tyrell.
And the small folk, so that the small folk don't rebel and like demand
Why would
Marjorie
they be afraid of ships?
free.
They're on land. Huh?
Right. I think that's all Lord Waters knows really are his ships, his warships.
Like, is he suggesting they should be afraid that they're gonna fucking cannon the city? What?
Is that what he's suggesting?
I don't know, but like, again, am I missing something?
Like, how are you gonna threaten the small folk with the ship?
Or is this guy just a fucking idiot? Or am I a fucking
her
idiot?
entire council are
is full of idiots. Fucking weak, pathetic idiots.
Yeah, yes, man.
Yes.
Dum-dums.
And oh my god, that'll come around in this chapter as well. Go on.
Oh, sure. Cersei tells them that it won't come to that and that they must simply wait for the storm to pass.
Oh, yeah,
Cersei says that she shall visit Marjorie herself at Baelor's Sept, and in order to prevent any uprising, and that the most important thing is to find the truth, and excuses herself to go comfort the king. She finds Tommen playing with his cat, the bit of fur tied onto a string, which I think is adorable.
A bit of fur tied onto a string?
Yeah.
That's
basically a classic cat toy.
He built a classic cat toy. What a good boy.
She feels no need to tell him about Marjorie. Instead, she tells him that she needs him to sign some warrants. So she hands him some blank arrest warrants, which Tommen happily signs and places his seal on. Cersei later puts the names on them and sends them off with Sir Osford Kettleback. Wow.
What were some of the names?
Doesn't even... I didn't write the names down.
Okay.
Oh, I did write the names down. It was the next one.
It was no one huge, but like
not
no
really,
major
no.
to us.
The names were Sir Talit the Talum, Sir Talit the Tall.
Sir Talum the Talum.
Yeah, I have an M here instead of a comma.
Good lord.
Sir Talit the Tall, Jalabhar Zoe, we've heard of him. Hamish the Harper.
He's the pirate, isn't he? Jalabhar.
Yeah, the guy with the ebony skin, as they say a lot.
Ebony.
Ebony. Hamish the Harper, Hugh Clifton, Mark Mullendor, Bayard Norcross, Lambert Turnberry, Horace and Hobber red wine, so we know about the red wines, and the Blue Bard, who they already have.
I guess just to make it official.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Okay.
When Osfrid takes the warrants from her, he tells her about a small crowd of people outside the sept shouting for the release of Marjorie. Cersei is unconcerned and just tells him to ignore them.
Of course she's unconcerned, because sorry.
Because her plan is just so perfect. It's coming together.
All of the shit that she should be concerned about, she is unconcerned about. Like, are you serious? You should be sending people to go disperse this crowd.
You think?
Because not only is it going to rile up more and more of the small folk, but they could actually fucking do something. Have you ever thought about that?
But you don't understand. Cersei is the smartest person here. Her brilliant plan cannot be uncompromised by some peasants.
She could never be outsmarted by peasants. Ever.
No.
God.
Absolutely.
She drives me fucking crazy.
I know, I can tell. That night, all the men listed in the warrants are arrested and given to Qyburn for questioning. The next day, Tyenna and Cersei get ready to visit the sept. The plan is for Cersei to visit Marjorie while Tyenna visits the cousin. As they ride in the litter to Baelor's sept, Tyenna suddenly gets worried and asks Cersei, what if Marjorie demands trial by combat? Cersei smiles and she tells Tyenna that as a queen, she must be defended by one of the White Knights. Sir Loras is gravely wounded. Sir Aerys and Sir Balon are both in Dorne. Sir Aerys is dead. Jaime.
She doesn't know that.
Jaime is in Riverrun, and Sir Osmond is the brother of the man accusing her. So that only leaves Boris Blount and Mern Trant, the dum-dums of the Kingsguard.
And I think Boris Blount is like kind of old and feeble.
Yeah. An old man.
And Mern Trant is just like a huge dum-dum.
Yeah. So Tyenna laughs in delight and marvels at how clever Cersei is. They arrive at Baelor's sept, and the guards let them through, and they are brought to the High Septim, who is praying before the father's altar, where he makes her wait for him to finish. Typical, how rude. When he's done, he greets her by telling her that it's a sad day. Cersei agrees and asks for permission to talk with Marjorie and her cousins. The High Sparrow, it's not what he's called in the books. The High Septim grants permission and asks her to visit him after, as they must pray together. Cersei finds Marjorie barefoot and shivering in her cell. Her hair is knotted and her feet are filthy.
I bet she loves seeing her like that.
Oh, she's delighted. Marjorie tells her that they stripped off her clothes and jewels and that she is fearful. What the fuck? She's
How to English?
scared for her cousins. She tells Cersei that a septa comes every hour to get her to confess, so she hasn't slept at all since her arrest.
And you just know that Cersei is definitely listening to all this and being like, ha 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 ha.
Exactly. She's like, even better.
You deserve this, bitch.
Cersei tells her that they are questioning her cousins the same way. Marjorie curses at them and says that the girls don't deserve this and that they will never lie about her. Cersei tells her that they are in fact also accused. Marjorie pales and says that her cousins are barely more than children and they're innocent. Cersei acts sympathetic and tells her that there will be a trial to prove their innocence and suggests choosing trial by combat. Exactly what she wants. Marjorie understands Cersei at once and asks her if she's joking. The only two Kingsguard are the dummies, Boros and Murren. It all comes together for her, and she realized that Cersei did this. And she just cannot stand another woman having her son and calls her a vile, scheming bitch and tells her to get the fuck out of my cell.
Smart girl.
Yeah. Like, bam, she knows.
She saw it instantly.
Cersei pretends to be shocked and offended and leaves, telling her that she should pray to the crone for wisdom and to the mother for mercy. Nice one.
Wow.
A funny joke, Cersei. 4 Septas escort Cersei to the High Septim, who's waiting for her. He tells her that the queen will not confess. Cersei suggests that perhaps she is innocent, but the High Septim says she's not. Her maidenhood is broken. She's been drinking moon tea. An anointed knight swore upon his sword.
Oh yeah? What knight was that?
Sir Gross. Cersei pretends to be overwhelmed with the idea of Marjorie's betrayal to Tommen and insists that she needs to get back to the castle and take Sir Osney Keitel back with her. No, says the High Septim. Cersei is flustered, but she holds her composure. She assures him that Sir Osney will be held securely. The High Septim says that he is held securely here and that he will show her.
Oh shit.
Cersei reluctantly follows, despite her gut feeling telling her that something's wrong. The High Septim opens the key to an iron door in a dark chamber and gestures her inside, where she finds Osney naked and hanging from the ceiling from a pair of iron chains.
Jesus Christ.
He has welts crisscrossing his legs and butt. She turns to the High Septim in shock. She's like, what the? And the High Septim says that they suspected that he was not telling the whole truth, and that he seemed almost pleased when he confessed his sin, so they pried the rest out of him. God, she chose the biggest idiot to kickstart her plan.
It's not just that they're idiots too, it's that they're just not loyal. Like, why would they be loyal to her?
But because of her beautiful vagina, I guess.
Yeah, she thinks that because she fucked him, that he's going to grovel at her feet for the rest of her life.
And I think she also underestimated the High Septim as well.
Oh, for sure.
Not thinking that he'd ever do something like this.
Definitely.
Because she still doesn't realize that he thinks of himself as higher or as equal to her too, I think. The High Septim tells her that Sir Osney is guilty of treason and murder, and his punishment will be death.
Whoa!
Cersei mutters about the mother's mercy, but the High Septim says that Osney will get his mercy in the afterlife.
Oh my god!
Cersei tells the High Septim that the faith cannot condemn a man to death. It's not their place. And this High Septim is like, it's funny you should say that, because the more we whipped him, the more his tail changed. Now he's telling them that Marjorie is not the queen he touched.
Oh.
Osney opens his eyes at that moment and sees Cersei. He pleads with her. He says, "You promised me the wall."
Ooh.
Cersei declares that they must have driven him mad. The High Septim asks Osney if this is the queen he touched. And Osney confirms, yeah, he fucked Cersei. His confession was Cersei's plan, and that Cersei had even sent him to kill the last High Septim as well. What?
Uh-oh. This smells like comeuppance?
Sure it is, because Cersei turns and runs. As she shoves and claws her way through the Septas grabbing at her. She plans on getting Osney Keitel back to raid the place with the gold cloaks and to rid of herself of this High Septim.
Fucking hell.
Then she remembers Tyaina. If Tyaina is caught, she'll reveal everything because she knows fucking everything. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah. So she makes it as far as the Sept when she is detained. She shouts to them that she is the queen and she'll have their heads. They drag her up the tower steps and they throw her into one of the cells. They strip her bare and toss a rough sponge shift at her and leave her after telling her that she should pray for her sins.
Yeah, Cersei, maybe you should pray to
follow
the
your own
throne
advice
for wisdom and pray to the mother for mercy.
Exactly. Cersei refuses to put on the shift and tears it into 100 pieces. She smashes her jar of water and the chamber pot, thinking, she'll show them what happens when they put a lion in a cage.
Oh yes,
Sounds
it's
like
them
she's
that
just-
she's showing.
Right, so it sounds like she's just punishing herself.
God, she is so fucking stupid, dude.
She pounds and screams, trying to get her escort below to come in and ransack the place, but no one comes. Soon it becomes dark and cold, and Cersei regrets tearing up the shift. There's a blanket in the corner, but it's just thin wool. She wraps it around herself and huddles until she falls asleep. Soon she's shaken awake. It's pitch black, but she can see a huge woman looming over her, holding a candle. This Septa tells Cersei that she is Septa Unella, and she asks her to confess. And Cersei tells her to get out. So the woman leaves, but she continues to come back every hour on the hour, telling Cersei to confess.
Just
that
like
night,
what happened to Marjorie.
that she was delighted to hear about.
Yep.
Karma's a bitch. That night was the longest night in Cersei's life, aside from the night of Joffrey's death. Because she smashed her chamber pot, she has to squat in the corner and do her business, which makes the room smell. The day is just as shitty. She's given a watery gray gruel, but Cersei throws it at the Septa. But she has to drink her water. She's so parched. They offer her another shift. This one is thinner and stinky. And she puts it on. She takes it and puts this one on. But she cold. Every hour, Septa Unella comes and tells her to confess, which she refuses to do. The room darkens again, and Cersei is confused as why it's taking so long for anyone to get her out. She wonders where the Kettlebacks are, and if they would really abandon their brother. She wonders what her small council is doing. Dawn of the second day comes. I automatically think of that. Dun, dun. Cersei is finishing her porridge when Qyburn enters her cell.
Qyburn!
Yeah, so she's delighted.
She's like, my rescuer!
She asks him to take her home, but he tells her he's not allowed to. She is to be tried before the Holy Court of Seven for murder, treason, and fornication. Cersei is
hold
so...
on.
Okay.
Murder?
Murder.
Who did she murder?
She ordered Osney to murder the High Septon.
The High Septon. Okay. Murder, treason, and fornication. Got it.
Yeah. Cersei is so exhausted that she almost doesn't understand what he's saying. She asks if Tommen is alright, and Qyburn assures her he's safe. Cersei asks where Sir Osred Kettleback is, and Qyburn tells her that he's been removed as captain of the Gold Cloaks by the king's decree, and they gave the position to Humphrey Waters instead. Cersei doesn't understand why Tommen would do that. Qyburn reminds her that Tommen happily signs any document put in front of him, and thought it was the small council that did this.
Because you dumb bitch, you did not teach him any kingly duties.
No, she just teaches him to sign anything she puts in front of him.
This is your fault, Cersei.
Idiot. God. Tywin would be rolling in his grave right now.
Oh, he is, for sure.
Shameful.
Fucking
Qyburn tells her.
embarrassment to the Lannister name.
Right. Qyburn tells her that he has been dismissed from the Small Council, and that the realm is currently being ruled by Sir Harry Swift and the Grand Maester Pycelle. That...
Who is Harry Swift again?
I'll be honest, I don't recall. It sounds familiar.
Harris is named Hand of the King by Queen Regent Cersei Lannister because he is a weak man whom Cersei could use as a hostage against her uncle Sir Kevin Lannister, because Harris is Kevin's good father?
Good father.
Yeah, his good father, which means his wife's father.
Father-in-law.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So he's the Hand of the King and Maester Pycelle. Wait, so that's all that's left?
Yeah, that's all that's left.
What happened to the others?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Also, these two have sent a raven to Casterly Rock, invited Kevin Lannister to assume regency. Which is a big slap in the face at Cersei.
She tried so hard to get rid of him.
Or to get him to try. She tried to manipulate him to play by her rules, and he was like, "Fuck off, kid.
That's true.
You're not my brother."
True.
So Mace Tyrell has abandoned his siege on Storm's End, and he's marching back to King's Landing with his army.
Oh!
And Randall Tarley is also coming up with his army as well.
Oh!
Lord Merryweather has resigned from the council, and he and his wife Taena have fled back to Longtable. Lord Waters, as soon as he heard of Cersei's detainment, took his fleet back to sea, abandoning the city. It sounds like they fucking ran.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no loyalty here. As soon as she's detained, I go, well, fuck this.
Everyone has either abandoned her or is like doing the things that she didn't want them to do. Like Tyrell abandoning the siege.
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming back for Marjorie.
Yeah, not for her.
No.
Marjorie.
Yeah.
God, her council of yes men, she failed to understand that they weren't loyal.
Yeah.
At all.
She chose people that she thought would be easy to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they're obviously, like, cowards.
Mm-hmm.
And have no backbone. So what on earth? Why would she ever expect them to stand up for her? Ever.
She's not very smart. She's like my father's men stood up for him, so they will stand for me. Not realizing the difference between her father's men and her.
God. Well, she's learning her lesson the hard way.
Oh man. So Qyburn tells her that hope remains, though. He has a champion for her. A champion that no man in Westeros could ever hope to stand against. Cersei laughs, because unfortunately she is the queen. She can only be defended by a Kingsguard, and she had planned for only the shit ones to be available.
So now all of that shit that she said to Marjorie is coming back to her now.
Yeah. Right around.
My God.
Karma's a bitch.
Comeuppance.
Qyburn tells her that he is at a loss, and he doesn't know what to do then. Cersei begs Qyburn to send a raven to Riverrun to her brother. He must tell Jaime what has happened, to beg for his help, and to tell him that she loves him thrice. Jaime is her only hope.
What the fuck is Jaime supposed to do?
Right.
Be her champion?
Qyburn asks if she's forgotten that he's lost his sword hand. But Cersei insists that he cannot lose. Not with her life at stake.
Okay.
That's that chapter.
Good lord. What a dumb fucking asshole.
Right?
She deserves all of this. She tried to ruin so many people's lives.
Without a second thought.
Yeah, because she thinks that she deserves good things and only she deserves good things.
Yeah.
She thinks she deserves to be queen. She thinks she's the smartest woman on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
Just because she's a Lannister.
Yep, she thinks she's the second coming of her father. Even better.
What she doesn't realize, and what would drive her absolutely bonkers, is that the second coming of Tywin Lannister is Tyrion Lannister.
Oh my god, that would tear her apart.
Yes, it would. And it makes me so happy. And I hope she realizes that at some point. Or maybe, I want someone to tell her that. Ooh, God.
God damn it, George. Finish your fucking books! I want Cersei's comeuppance. I don't accept D&Ds.
It could happen in the books that are currently printed. We don't know.
Oh, man. There's one more, right?
After this one, yes. Dance with Dragons.
We're so close.
We're getting there.
I'm curious. Since she is the queen, but Marjorie is the queen, like, would they have to grapple over the last two? Like, I wonder, like, how is this trial by combat going to work? Well, and I wonder if Qyburn's soldier would be allowed.
That's what I was gonna say, because Cersei is not technically the queen.
No, she's just the mother. The queen mother.
Yeah. So she might not even be beholden to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
But she obviously thinks she is
she's quite
queen.
Like, she's delusional too about her status as queen.
Yeah, so she is putting that rule on herself. But I'm wondering if at some point, like, maybe Jaime's gonna come back and he's gonna be like, bitch, I can't fight for you. Use the mountain.
Ooh.
And she's gonna be like, I can't. And he's gonna be like, you can. You're not the queen.
Also, I feel like finally some brains will be coming back when Jimmy comes back.
Yes, I hope so. I hope he doesn't I hope he doesn't fall back into his old ways when he sees her, like, in a vulnerable position. Because he obviously loves her and he cares about her, but it's a lot easier to not sympathize when someone's not stuck in a vulnerable position.
Mm-hmm.
So, I hope he still continues progressing on the path he is progressing on.
Yeah. True. I hope so too.
But this chapter fucking ruled.
Yeah, it did. It was good.
It was like the perfect comeuppance. Everything she was making fun of Marjorie for happened to her, and like all of the stupid fucks she surrounded herself abandoned her. Abandoned her.
Like everything that she's been doing to manipulate people around her that comes around and bites her in the ass, like getting Tommen to just sign blank papers.
Yeah.
Not teaching him to read what the paper says or to ask questions. Like here he is signing papers to lock her up. And for things going behind her back. And the fact that she didn't tell him about his wife being arrested.
Yeah.
And now they probably didn't even tell him about her being arrested.
Oh my god.
He's probably just having fun, not even knowing what the hell is going on. Because he's been having no counseling on how to be a king.
Nope.
He just gets to play all day like a child.
Yep, because Cersei is playing at queen this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, her giving the sparrows all the power to do the shit that they can now do, and now that's coming back.
Because she thought she could manipulate them to be her soldiers too.
You stupid fuck!
Idiot. She completely underestimated the High Septum.
Oh, she underestimates everyone because she thinks
that's true.
She's the ideal human.
Yeah, she's the smartest person in the room.
She's the smartest,
only she's capable of manipulation. Ever. No one else can.
People don't even know what manipulation is. Only her.
Everyone else is an NPC. She's the only one thinking.
Oh my god, main character syndrome for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Anyway, I have a couple of ideas for the next series we could do. And we could maybe, like, take a break after this novel from Game of Thrones and do another book. Or we could jump straight into Dance with Dragons.
Depends. If we're doing another series, I'd want to finish this one first.
Right. So I do have a couple of ideas, and I kind of wanted to make it a poll on our Patreon.
Oh.
So that the people can choose.
Please.
So, if you want to have a say in what we read next, or what series we read next, then keep an eye on our Patreon. Sign up, become a member. To take part in polls, I think you only need to be in the lowest tier. So you only need to be a white level member, white as in white tea, to have access to these exclusive polls. So if you want to help us choose what series to read next, go sign up on our Patreon, and I will start a poll at some point.
Mm-hmm. Soon enough.
Soon enough. I'm not sure when exactly, but guess that's it for this episode, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's Cersei.
That's Cersei. That's the end of Cersei.
For this book.
Aw.
Stay tuned for the next novel.
All right. If you want more of the podcast, please follow us on Instagram. You can follow the podcast at TIGBAB Podcast or follow us individually. My handle is Crimby and Jess's is just.egan24. You can also find us on Facebook. Just search TIGBAB Podcast or Tea is Good, Books Are Better, and we will show up there. Also, please subscribe to our good friend Bahrami on YouTube. He's the one who made our jingle, which you heard at the start of the episode, and he makes some really cool music. That's Bahram. You can also find him on Spotify as Bahrambient. That's Bahrambient. And please check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/teaisgoodbooksarebetter. We have a few different tea-themed tiers with fun rewards, including outtakes, BTS stuff, and mini-episodes in which we force our brother to watch Game of Thrones, which he absolutely hates. So it makes for some fun discussions/arguments. Finally, if you would be willing to share the podcast with your family and your friends, it would be a huge help to us to grow the podcast. Thank you so much. And who do we have next time?
I believe it's Jamie.
Oh shit, is he gonna get the fucking letter and be like, this dumb fuck?
I hope so. Because I want to hear is this dumb fuck.
Love that.
He's full of hatred for her right now. He despises his sister. But I know, no doubt he's gonna come running.
Oh, I mean, he still loves her, even if...
Yeah, he still has that loyalty.
There's animosity between them. He's literally, like, the only person who's truly loyal to her, probably.
Yeah. And he sees her who actually truly is, too, at the same time now. It's no longer a blind loyalty, but...
Yeah.
It's still loyal.
He learned a lot about her in recent times.
Yeah, after he lost his hand and he was no longer perfect.
Yep. No longer desirable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come back in the next episode for that one. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye-bye.
Adios.